One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Into the air right away is Allen. This one completes Alec Pierce. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss. Allen going to change the look here. Allen looks to throw on second down. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 27 yards there, a first down. Throwing now is Allen. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Cardinals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Well, started a run by Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
And now they'll shift things around.
Cowboy 80.
Another run with Mitchell. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football, all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying the right side with Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
Cup 19. Shot 60. Shot 60.
They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cardinals. Their mobile, agile quarterback, 48 yards. And the Cardinals have struck first in this NFC title game. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now Allen going to change it up. On 2nd down, here's Allen. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
And the Cowboy first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you won't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Allen now looks to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything to hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now brings up 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
19 Tiger.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll drop to throw. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run over center with Mitchell.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
'70 Ranger. 60 Maverick.
And they run the option option on second down. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Back to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 34-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking a 30-year tight end is just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Let's go now.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now they'll audible to something else.
Viking 18. Cougar 19.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. David Ajabo drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. So an 8-play drive gets him down there. But play number 9, that winds up a missed field goal.
And they definitely moved the ball well. That's a drive where you hate to come away with nothing.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try to keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. This one caught by Kittle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. And this is good for a first down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. To the air, Allen. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And the Cards are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They take over here. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot, because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Allen going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Walker. That is incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Allen going to change this at the line. And again, it's Allen. Connects with Kittle underneath. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here we go. Here we go.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Back to throw now in his own end zone. His throw incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone.
You ain't going nowhere.
And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He finds Kittle going across the field. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Cam Smith. And the Cardinals force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. This will be returned from deep in the end zone and tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now they'll give it to the first option. That's their fullback. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Ready.
He's going to try and take off with it. Down the right sideline. And finally down at the 36-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached to get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands, and guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
Tackled back at the 41-yard line.
Got it. Ready.
Still 15 yards to go. 2nd down.
Gotta be lying. Ready.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there to move the chains.
Got it.
An option give now to Mitchell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe that There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat.
Mitchell will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Check, smash.
The slot man in motion right.
Hey, check that. Street.
They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Allen. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And this is good for a first down. His 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. Then the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position.
Ready? Hurt!
Handoff from Mitchell running left. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. But you've told me before, it's great to be an athlete. A lot of great athletes out there. It's good to have instincts, and he has those.
I would take those above athleticism in a lot of cases, because if you know where the ball's going before anyone else can get there and block you, you can make up for a lack of athleticism by being in the right spot at the right time.
And took him down in the backfield with those instincts. On the ground, it's Harris. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 19 tight, 19 tight, 19 Lions.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it is caught at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Ready.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So after the INT, it's Allen. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Oh, Walker showing the power. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. 2nd and 7 from the 20. Throwing now is Allen. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is
He's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
On the set. Tempo, 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 tempo. Panther Street! Panther Street! Go!
Running left, here's Mitchell. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. Busting free at the 10. And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space. But there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
Come on, come on. Hey.
They'll run with Mitchell. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. 2nd and goal from the 1. Right back to Mitchell here. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Here's Mitchell. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Going deep for Walker. And now here is another interception. Off to the races. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
Big Lion. Ready,
Give running right is Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Ready.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Mitchell. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll run. Here's Harris. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
All I remember from my experience as a defender, when the big fella gets the football, you've got to get on him early before he gets a chance to get up ahead of steam, because once he does that, he's going to leave a lot of tacklers in his wake.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Try the right side with Mitchell. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Ready up. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Check, hurt, hustle, hustle, hustle.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Another run with Mitchell. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their backs really against the wall now. And we knew how tough it would be for them. You're coming on the road, NFC title game, crazy environment, and certainly just not looking good here in the 4th.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Allen going to audible to a different look. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players